Now we are going to start the main program, the presentation of research papers. First of all, I will request Namrata Bharali, research scholar, Rabindranath Tagore University, Hosai, to present her paper. Please come in.
Good afternoon, respected panel members and everyone present here. I am Namrata Bharali, a research scholar of Rabindranath Tagore Vishwavidyalaya, Hojai, Assam. And I'm going to present my paper titled Financial Inclusion and the Pursuit of Gender Equality, a Perspective of Women's Empowerment in Northeast India. So, financial inclusion refers to providing access to essential financial services such as banking, credit, savings, and digital payments to all sections of the society. It has emerged as an important tool for inclusive growth, especially in developing countries like India. In the context of women, like financial inclusion is often seen as a pathway to empowerment, as it allows women to participate in economic activities and manage financial resources. However, access to financial services does not always lead to real empowerment. So, this study tries to understand whether financial inclusion truly empowers the women or remains limited to its just formal participation. So, in my study, there are two types of objectives. The first one is to study the role of financial inclusion in women's empowerment, and the second is to identify the challenges faced by women in accessing and using financial services. The methodology of my paper is descriptive and analytical in nature and is based on secondary data. The data has been collected from various sources such as government reports, research papers, and financial institution reports. The focus of the study is on women in Northeast India, particularly those belonging to marginalized and indigenous communities. So, financial inclusion aims to integrate women into the formal financial system. It includes components such as the bank ownership, bank account ownership, self-help groups, microfinance, digital financial services. These initiatives have improved women's access to financial resources. They help women develop saving habits, access credit, and engage in income-generating activities. As a result, financial inclusion plays an important role in enhancing women's economic participation. Despite the improvements, like several challenges limit the effectiveness of the financial inclusion. The first one is low financial literacy rate. So many women are not fully aware of how to use the financial services. Second, social and cultural barriers are there, where traditional norms restrict women's independence. Third, dependency on family members, especially male members, for financial decisions. And lastly, the digital divide, which limits access to digital financial tools. This challenges reduces the actual impact of the financial inclusion. So on the moving towards the analysis part, this study shows that financial inclusion has significantly increased women's access to financial services. However, access does not always translate into real empowerment. Many women have bank accounts but do not have control over their financial decisions. There is a clear gap between financial inclusion, which provides access, and empowerment, which requires the control and decision-making power. This situation also reflects in the context of the Sustainable Development Goals. While financial inclusion contributes to gender equality and reduced inequalities, it is not sufficient on its own. Without addressing the social and cultural barriers, empowerment remains partial. The findings of the study revealed that while financial inclusion has significantly improved women's access to financial services, such as the bank accounts, credit, and savings, it has not only fully translated into actual empowerment. A clear gap exists between financial inclusion and real empowerment, as many women, despite being formally included in the financial system, lack control over the financial resources and decision making, often dominated by the male members of the household. Additionally, low levels of financial literacy further restrict women's ability to effectively utilize the financial services. The study also finds that digital financial inclusion remains limited due to lack of awareness and access to technology. As a result, financial inclusion in many such cases leads to partial or symbolic empowerment rather than meaningful transformation in women's socio-economic condition. So moving towards the suggestion part, to improve the effectiveness of financial inclusion, the studies suggest, first of all, promoting financial literacy among the women. Secondly, developing gender-sensitive policies, strengthening the self-help groups, increasing the digital awareness, and encouraging independent decision-making by the women itself. So, to conclude my paper, financial inclusion is an important step toward achieving women's empowerment and gender equality. However, it is not sufficient on its own. Their true empowerment requires not only access to financial resources, but also control over them, along with the ability to make independent decisions. Therefore, a more holistic approach is required, one that combines financial inclusion with social awareness, and structural changes will come into effect. Thank you so much.